Yeah, we'll get into to that in a little bit. But all right, so what's your problem, man? Like, why are you
So
why
no,
what are
no,
you so
no,
mad
no,
at me
no, no,
for?
no, 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 no. You here. You are not going to contaminate my story with your nonsense.
All right.
Okay. Here's what happened. Son Steve, you are not privy to this conversation. I'm going to tell you, and you tell me how it should be viewed.
All right.
So for the last 3 days, even longer, okay, Tobin has been sending messages to Deebo Samuel. Make a stink.
It hasn't been 3 days. It's been more like
It's been a while. It's been a
more
while.
like
3 months.
more like 2 months.
Right. Make a stink.
Yep.
And then every time he says something, Leroy.
That's
And
right.
now they even broke it down. So him and Marco send a little MAS. Make a stink. Right?
stink.
That's what they sent me.
Because
And I'm
because
like,
there's like it's been subtle thus far. It's been subtle stuff. Like the
okay.
unfollow. First of all, he has brunch with Mike McDaniel. That's interesting. Has interesting
This guy.
Yeah, but it's a sign. It was a sign. Now that was before the Tyreek Hill trade. But it's still interesting. Then he unfollows the 49ers. That's dead giveaway. Dead giveaway.
Dead giveaway.
So yesterday we get the news from that dude Bobby Thompson, who's like, hey, word is Deebo Samuel's not that happy. Keep an eye if there's a trade. And then Jeff Darlington comes out yesterday. He says he spoke to Deebo Samuel, and Deebo Samuel says, I want out. I want out of San Francisco. So, everything that I said was going to happen has happened because I'm a tea leaf reader.
That you are.
I am, Leroy. You can't deny that.
He loves to read into everything.
I called this stink a long time ago.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. All of what you're saying is accurate. All of what you're saying is that's not why I want to punch you in the throat.
Why?
Okay. Because I, trying to be fiscally sound,
which I
said,
don't know why.
If you bring Deebo Samuel here, you don't bring a guy in that says, I want to be paid as the highest non-quarterback in the league when you already did that with the same position.
But says who? Who makes these rules?
Who makes
these antiquated rules?
You can't spend that much money on one position.
Says who?
Okay.
Says who?
Right. And this is why. This is
the
why.
position.
Says who? It's not your money. Why would you care?
First of all, it's not my money. It's not your money. It's Stephen
I
Ross's
know,
money.
but again, if you're trying to build a team, there's a nice combination of things that you need. Okay, you need a few, free agents.
Mm-hmm.
You need a sound offensive line.
Yep.
Decent quarterback.
Okay.
Okay. You need a running game.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to have some semblance of a pass rush.
Agreed. All agreed.
Right?
All things addressed. Already.
If you take and put 40 plus million per year at wide receiver,
yeah,
how you gonna do all the other stuff?
Well, first of all, they've already done all the other stuff. Like they addressed.
No,
all of that
really?
already.
You don't know that?
We know it, dude. We know it. We know
so,
it. And
so you say, hold on. Let me ask you a question. So you're saying this team is championship ready and Deebo Samuel get them over the hump. So just spend the extra money.
I think that this is a very competitive AFC, and you need to do all you can do to load up. And if you have the opportunity, hold on. Hear me out. You said your piece. Let me say my piece. Okay. You have a very competitive AFC. You have a guy who's disgruntled. Okay. You also have, and this is a big thing, the coach who made him what he is. You have the coach who knows how to use him better than anybody else in football, which makes him more valuable to you than anybody else. Anybody else.
All right, but if you want to get him, don't you have to trade for him?
Yes.
What the hell do we have to trade for him?
Yeah, 2 first-round picks next year.
No,
I'm not going to waste two first-round picks on Deebo Samuel.
Why not?
No.
Why?
Wait. So
F them picks.
you have to trade
you have
for
them
him.
picks for Tyreek.
Wait, But before you trade for him, you have to give him a contract.
So what? Do it.
It's not so what?
Who cares?
There's a salary cap.
Why do we all, can I say something? Why do we all act like we know how this works? Why do we act like that? We have two of the highest paid cornerbacks in the league. Was that fiscally sound? No.
But hold
they
on.
went and got Ndamukong Suh for no reason. Was that fiscally sound?
Hold on. But when you spend that money on cornerbacks or pass rushers, okay, they're going to be more of, they're going to impact the game more than having two great wide receivers in one football.
In today's NFL where nobody plays defense, really?
Nobody
I mean, like
defense.
If
it wasn't for defense, where do you think the Dolphins would have been the last 2 years?
Not great, but like that.
So how can you say defense doesn't matter?
Dude, come on. Like, who has the two highest paid cornerbacks on their team? Nobody. You're talking to me about fiscally sound when this is a league that's opening up, that's got the most star power in the league is at wide receiver. And not only that, he's not just a receiver. He's a Swiss Army knife. So it's not even like you're spending all of it at wide receiver.
So
like
now
at wide receiver, 40% at running back.
You know that works the other way, the other way, right?
What do you mean?
That you're not going to pay a guy the biggest contract at his position when he doesn't actually just play that position.
But he's a star. He's a star. I don't understand this. And here's the other thing. You have a very rare window here where you have a star, another star receiver who's cheap, and a quarterback who you're trying to figure out is good is still cheap. So you got to strike while the iron's hot, baby. And you got a brand new head coach. You give him all the weapons. And for all these people who are like, oh, but we got to spend on a lineman, and we got to spend on a line. Time's up. Sorry, it's over. You need to get to this season. You need to get to this. And here's the other thing. About money, salary cap. Dude, you have an owner who's building a racetrack in a community it seems kind of sketchy. Like there's protests, there's loopholes being built.
Got rid of all that parking space.
This guy allegedly threw down bribes for losses. He also tried to circumvent the salary cap, having Tom Brady be a part owner. You telling me he can't figure out how to get 2-star receivers under the salary cap? Get the hell out of here. This is Stephen Ross, baby. Big money Ross. Ross the boss. Listen, he may say dumb things on a microphone, but that dude has cash. And if you told him right now, hey, Rossi Ross, what do you think about also getting Deebo? Little hashtag 305. You're telling me he's going to say no? He said, what do we got to do? This is what he would say. If McCochin went to him right now and he said, hey, Deebo wants to come here, told me. You know what Stephen Ross would say to him? He wouldn't say, what do we have to give up? He would say, what do we have to do to make it happen, Mikey?
Calls him Mikey?
Calls him Mikey. Because they're cool like that. And this guy wants to sit here because he's a wet blanket, and he just doesn't want to do it because I like it. If he came up with the idea, he'd be all for it.
First of all, I would never come up with something like that because I understand the dynamics of all of it.
Okay. Let him go to the Jets then.
You can't listen, the only time you have two great receivers like that is on accident. That means you paid one and a guy comes out of nowhere. You don't pay two guys at wide receiver max money.
There's no max. Come on, dude.
Really? What do you think?
Can I just tell you something?
Deebo Samuel. What do you think Deebo Samuel's going to ask for?
Stop acting like you know how the NFL money works. None of us do. It all just becomes every year. This guy's the biggest in the NFL history. This guy's the biggest in the NFL history. And by the way, the salary cap, it's going to keep going up because Apple's about to give him $1 gazillion for NFL ticket. So
again,
what are we going to do with all this new money? You're going to pay Gesicki or go get Deebo? Come on.
You sound like a clown.
I don't sound like a clown. I don't sound like a clown. I sound like somebody who's trying to win.
Yeah.
And I have a coach who knows how to use this guy better than anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry, Leroy. Okay. I'll go choke him out during the break.
I don't even understand. Like it's so silly to me.
It's just stupid.
Can I tell you something that's stupid about NFL fans?
Who else has done it? Who else has done it? In fact, a lot of teams are going the other way.
Oh, really?
Right?
Who?
Because Dallas got rid of a damn good receiver.
Who cares what Jerry Jones does? Dude's a kook. He hasn't won
That
anything
guy
in 30
spends
years.
more money on players than anybody.
Oh, please. He's a bum. What's the last thing what has he done without Jimmy Johnson? Nothing. And by the way, he had to drag his feet to pay Dak or to pay Ezekiel Elliott. Dude's a show pony. Let's be honest. Texter writes in and he says, Tobin has got a point. Miami should put up the money for Deebo. Another guy says, Deebo said he didn't want to. Another guy says, Deebo said he doesn't want to be a hybrid, only wants to play wide receiver. Yeah, he said that for the 49ers, but he's coming to make coaching. He'll do it
You make
for
a
his
lot
guy.
You make
coaching?
a lot of assumptions.
Dude, they already had brunch. It's already been talked about.
So question.
Mhm.
And here's what is amazing about fans, and I consider you a fan because no person who was a football guy would ever suggest something like this.
Yeah.
So
well,
it's coming from the fandom. Hold on.
Mhm.
If they spend all this money on Deebo and then they have no money to get something that's needed,
Like what?
what are you going to say then? Whatever it is.
Well, let's see how it works out. Okay.
You can't
see how it works
plan
out.
like that.
Sure you can.
You can't.
Well, hear me out on this. Okay.
You have to have a plan, dude. You can't
I
just
do
say,
have a
"Oh,
plan.
I want it. Let's get it. We'll deal with the ramifications afterwards."
Tobes has a plan. I have a plan. Okay.
Okay. What's your plan?
This
Here we
is the
go.
all in year. This is poker chip year. Okay. All in. Okay. If it doesn't work out, hit the reset button. That's it.
And as a Dolphins fan that hasn't won a playoff game in how many years, you're going to be fine with that.
Yeah, you're speaking my language.
You're crazy. You know what everybody's going to say? Here's what it's going to go. You're ready. Here's what's going to happen. If they did this and it didn't work out for every reason, whether it's Tua, whether it's injuries, whether the defense is not as good, whatever reason, you know what they're going to say? Same old Dolphins.
And so what? So you are where you've been? Big deal.
So here.
You've been dealing with same old Dolphins forever. At least let's be fun. Let's have some fun.
Oh my God.
Why is this such a big deal?
This is because it's just so stupid.
It's not stupid.
There's no team in the league paying that much money.
I don't give a rat's ass about other teams. I don't give a rat's ass. We're going horn hunting, baby. We're going to turn them into an NBA team.
You are not the organization that can be the exception. It hasn't worked out.
Why not?
Because you haven't had
nobody
success.
does it. All of a sudden, hold on. So let me get this straight. All of a sudden, everybody's going all in. They're saying F them picks. All right, Rams, Bucks. They're saying screw the picks. We're going all in.
The Rams did it for needed positions. They did with Odell Beckham. They did it with a Russian. They needed somebody opposite Aaron Donald.
Von Miller.
They had a plan.
Dude, there's a plan here. The plan is you're going to get a guy who you have a coach. He made this guy a superstar. Bring him in. You're going to let him go to the Jets?
Football has too many moving pieces for you to think that way. This is not basketball.
You know who moves the pieces around? Mike McDaniel. Dude's a guru. Let the guru cook.
Okay. All right.
Give me the downside. Give it to me. I don't have it. You don't have it.
The downside? Sure I do.
What? Oh, it may not work? Oh.
No.
I'm so scared. Big deal.
Dude, like everything that's happened the last 2 or 3 years, they've built this team so that they could sustain it.
No, they haven't.
They didn't build this team so they could make a big splash and then reset like the Marlins. You want them to do football like the Marlins did baseball.
No, I don't. Marlins didn't.
Really?
Marlins have never had two of the biggest stars at their position paid like this.
But they give out they give out these big contracts and then boom, trade it.
Like
what about the years? What about the years where they brought in all these free agents and spent a boatload of money?
The only guy
they say, it's not going to work.
The only guy they really gave a big contract to and traded was Stanton. Everybody else, like they traded before they had to give him the big contract.
All right. It's
just
a
being a
terrible
downer.
take by you.
It's not a terrible take.
It is.
Okay. Just you're letting an opportunity slip by to have two of the best wide receivers in the league on top of already having Jalen Waddle.
You can have two of the best receivers in the league, right?
Yep.
but one of them has to be cheap. So, for example, the Vikings were blessed because they had Chris Carter and then drafted Randy Moss.
You only need one to be cheap if you don't have an expensive quarterback, which they do not. You don't have to pay Tua.
Okay, what are you going to do in a year? Because
we'll see what he did. If he's good.
No, but you make the argument, do whatever it takes. Mm-hmm. And whenever it's happened in the past, mm-hmm. everybody complained about it. You just throw money wherever you don't have a plan. You can't have two of the highest paid receivers on one team.
Says who? They have two of the highest paid cornerbacks. I don't see what the difference is.
Cornerback is different.
Nobody else does that. Dude, who has the two highest paid cornerbacks in the league? Who has two cornerbacks paid like that? Who? Nobody. Nobody. Right. Nobody does. They did it. You could argue stupidly because it pissed off Xavier Howard.
So you would rather spend all your money on cornerbacks and wide receivers, and everything else would just work out.
Everything else has worked out. Everybody else
hasn't worked out. It hasn't worked out. They have the worst offensive line in the world with the worst run game in the world.
But Leroy, there are no linemen to go get. Like, I would be with you if there was another lineman to go pay. There's not. They already paid the highest paid lineman in free agency. If you told me that, okay, here's what you could have, Tobin. Highest paid lineman or or Deebo Samuel, I'd say, okay, we should probably go get another lineman. But there's no lineman to get. Like, you're arguing against nothing.
So you have this money, just spend it because
dude, he'll figure it out. They always do.
You can't run an organization like that.
Sure you can.
No, you can't.
Says who?
Oh my goodness.
Says who?
So your whole thesis, your whole theory behind this is just do it now and we'll figure it out later.
No, my idea.
And that's a good way to run an organization.
Here's my idea. Do it now, win the Super Bowl. That's my idea.
So hold on. Yep. You're telling me that if the Dolphins sign Deebo Samuel, they win the Super Bowl.
They might.
No,
I like the chances better.
No.
Okay, let me get this straight. Just so I'm clear. The Dolphins, if they gave up picks and got Deebo Samuel, are
you
less
worried about the picks. I don't care about the picks either. It's the money. Great.
Okay, so you agree with me.
It's the money.
Well, that's silly. So you're telling me right now, if they could go sign Deebo Samuel in addition to that, if it was just money, and they had the cap space.
Do you realize you can't spend $200 million on wide receivers?
Says who? Is there a rule? Do you have a rule? Are you Johnny salary cap?
You got a 53-man roster.
Dude, salary cap's going up. Okay?
Okay, but you're assuming that.
No, I know that. Everybody knows it. You want to know why? TV money.
Okay. This is so stupid.
It's not stupid, dude.
It is.
I honestly think everything you're telling me, you sound like a dinosaur. You do.
Do I?
You do. You sound like Mike Tannenbaum. That's what you sound like.
No, I don't. Mike Tannenbaum would have did it in a heartbeat and not killed.
No.
Mike Tannenbaum threw money at everybody.
Dude, if it didn't have Mike McDaniel, I wouldn't be talking about this. But they have a particular guy who knows how to use.
Is Mike McDaniel going to protect the quarterback?
Again, there's no lineman to go get. So what are you arguing? They got a left tackle. They got a left tackle. They're going to move their young guys around and figure it out. There's nobody to go get. Again, I would see your argument if there was other linemen to go get. There's not.
So what you're saying to me is this. This team is great except for one more piece on the outside.
This team is good, and I think that they have an opportunity to add another star. Go do it.
It's not you're treating it like basketball.
You're right. I am.
But it's not. There's too many moving pieces.
That's who. You have the guy. This is the thing that's crazy about it. Like,
it doesn't matter. Okay, it could work out great. They could love each other or whatever. Mm-hmm. My whole point is it's not fiscally sound. Okay, you can't spend $200 million on wide receivers and you still have questions about your quarterback, your offensive line. It makes no sense.
Dude, if they knew about the quarterback, they wouldn't have to do this. I don't know about the quarterback, so I'm going to get all the weapons. Okay? Load up.
You don't know whether the quarterback is going to throw, so you're going to go get additional people that could catch the ball.
I don't know.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
I don't know if he's an elite quarterback, so let me go get elite weapons and let's put him in the best position possible.
No. You understand what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
You're not sure if the quarterback can throw the ball, but you're going to go out and spend a boatload of money on more pass catchers.
Yes.
What if the quarterback can't throw?
That's a
they
problem.
Just running sprints.
That's a problem. Guess what? Deebo, Wildcat.
Right. What?
You're not going to convince me otherwise. Let's go, dude.
Your solution, if they can't throw the ball to him, is Wildcat.
That's right. And by the way, they have two of them.
Does anybody understand why I always want to fight this dude?
I don't understand why you're being like this. Why? Why don't you want to have fun? Okay, let's say this. Let's say it works out kind of good, okay? And you got to be responsible. Just trade Tyreek Hill or Deebo Samuel. You pick one. They're not going to have any value next year. They're not old.
Who's not old?
Deebo Samuel and Tyreek Hill. So let's say this. Let's say it goes even Steven. All right. Let's say it's just even Stunt and Steven. All right. Right down the middle. All right. It was kind of good. It wasn't that great. Just trade one of them. Just trade one of them, dude. It's not a big deal. There's no consequences here.
I mean, this isn't Madden.
Wait. So let me ask you a question.
Tyreek Hill or Deebo Samuel in a year.
Hold on. So
Fantasy
you're gonna give Deebo Samuel another $100 million contract, right?
Yeah,
because that's the floor.
Give it to him. He deserves it.
And if it doesn't work out, you think somebody else is gonna take a $100 million contract?
Well, let's just say it doesn't work out for like Tua's sake. Like let's say Tua stinks, didn't work out. Hey, trade him.
Like, okay, that's what the Browns said with Baker, and guess who's still a Brown?
No, not trade Tua. You trade the wide receivers.
Oh, okay.
You figure it out. You'll be all right.
Like, guess what? You know, the Browns also ate a lot of money with Odell.
Schmieden is saying the Chargers pay each of their receivers $20 million boxed in.
Huh?
Yeah, but they know they have a good quarterback. That's the difference.
Yeah.
I would say that's not the difference. See, if I actually had like the argument would be with the Chiefs.
They don't pay two. They have
I think they do because they have Keenan Allen and they just paid Mike Williams, so he's right. Boxed in.
That's their guys.
Who cares? Who cares? Do you care?
They're not trading.
The Heat didn't draft Jimmy Butler. They didn't draft Kyle Lowry. Two highest paid players. Do you care?
No. Okay. And I don't think those aren't two of the highest paid receivers.
Dude, that's a lot of money. They're both getting paid a lot of money.
Okay, so let's see. He signed. What did Cheetah sign for? 120 and how many years?
5, I think it was.
5 years. So that's 25. Yep. About 25 a year.
But
no,
dude,
there's no way two guys are making.
They are. I'm looking at it right now. Over the cap, they have two out of the Tyreek Hill's number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. They both have 6 and 7 in the NFL.
Okay.
So at one point they were top 5 until Tyreek Hill got paid. I guess they'll go down because AJ Brown's going to get a contract and Deebo Samuel's going to get a contract, but that's how it works. Like at one time they had 2 of the highest paid receivers in the league. So you're boxed in.
No, I'm not boxed in. It's their guys.
Who cares? These can be our guys. Mike McDaniel's guy is Deebo. He made Deebo.
Well, all right.
And you don't have to pay Waddle until their contracts are up. Waddle,